Wild 94.1, wild941.com. Joey Franchize, Poppy Shampoo out here. This guy, mind you, burst on the scene with the song Whip It. He's worked with guys from Young Thug to Chris Brown's. Got a new record out that's fire called Cash Money, which I like the sample, by the way, and we're going to get into that. Solo Lucci in the building. What's poppin', G?
Yo, ain't no
I know you're from Houston, but that year is so
I'm
universal.
From Fort Worth. That year is definitely East Coast.
That's what's
New
up.
York.
We out here, man. Fort Worth in the building. And listen, man, you got this Cash Money record that's bubbling right now. Use the dope sample, by the way, because I'm a big, coming from the East Coast.
Okay.
Very influenced by reggae growing up. So to have, Girls Them Sugar or the Maya record with Beanie Man as a sample for Cash Money, that was huge. So how'd that come about?
Well, first and foremost, it's not a sample. That is actually me.
So you did the...
Yeah, that was me. Shagazal, that was me.
Oh,
yeah, because originally, first of all, shout out to my producer, Tasha Couture. She's a female. She's amazing. One of the best producers I ever worked with. It was originally a sample, and I have my own label, Foreign Money. So when I got to doing the research on the publishing behind the record, it was like 9 different publishing companies. They all wanted like 30% a piece. In other words, they equal me making no money. So I stripped the beat. Not at all. So I stripped the sample off the beat, and I went and I did it. So we just paid for the interpolation and whatever you call it.
Oh, dope. Yeah. Just your way of making.
Facts.
Yeah, okay, copy that. That's what's up. And now you got this record out now. Before that, back a couple years ago, you had, the Whip It record. Tell me how that came about, because that was actually when you were teamed up with Akon at the time, right?
Yeah, me and Akon, we were business partners. He used to be my business partner in my label, Foreign Money. I had my label before him, but he just came and involved himself in it. And he a close friend of mine, and I made Whip It. It was just most of my songs are just in the moment songs. It's just how I'm feeling at the time and what I'm on. That was a point in my life where I was kind of trapped out. You know what I'm saying?
Copy.
So I was in that mode, and I was in my bag, and that song caught. It was kind of hypnotizing to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It was repetitive, and it made them love it. So that gave me that definitely built my buzz in Atlanta, and that's kind of when I got my first little push.
That's what's up. And when did you decide to make that move from Fort Worth to Atlanta? Was Akon the first guy you linked up with when you moved out there?
No, definitely not. I had the honor and the pleasure of just being around a lot of great artists from the beginning. Since I was young, my first show I ever did, big show, was with Bun B.
Oh wow,
you know what I'm saying?
That's legendary.
Yeah, and I'm from Texas, so that was legendary for real. It was epic. And when I did that show, I linked up with a security guard. And he just so happened to end up being Young Jock's head of security, T.I.'s head of security. He was in BMF. He was Big Meech's security.
Jeez.
So we clicked so tight that when he got with them guys, he just kept me around. They gonna love you. Just keep, every time they had a show, he'd invite me, and just till they just love my vibe. And Young Jock was actually the first one that gave me a real chance.
Really?
He did a song with me called I'm Tired. I did it so long ago, man, 2008 or 6 maybe even. You know what I'm saying? And he took me in. And then Jeezy noticed me, and Tip was the next one to really give me a boost. Yeah, so
that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that was
it. That vibe in Atlanta's got to be nothing else in the country when it comes to music. I mean, describe it. To see all those guys kind of take you under their wing and kind of co-sign and all that. Tell me that Atlanta vibe once you stepped out there.
Man, really. The Atlanta vibe was so welcoming. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. So where I'm from, you can't even really look at nobody for too long. It's what you looking at? It's like a staring match. I'm going to look at you, and I'm not going to stop looking at you till you stop looking at me. And in Atlanta, it's more when they staring, it's they're admiring you. It's to the point where I had to learn how to accept the compliment where they're like, man, I like your swag. Bro, your style is cool. I like how you dress. And men not afraid to compliment other men or just strangers or, stuff like that. And when I went to Atlanta and I actually relocated there, I realized that it's a gumbo. The sound of Atlanta is not the sound of Atlanta, it's the sound of the world, because it's a tourist city more than anything. So a lot of people that pop out Atlanta and create the music out there are not actually from Atlanta. It's a gumbo of people from New Orleans, Texas, California, Detroit, all walks of life. The real Atlanta sound, that you really think back, you'll think Outkast, you know what I'm saying, Pastor Troy, Goody Mob, them type of people, you know what I'm saying? So I believe I was just a part of the ingredients that just, helped it grow even more from working with them artists and being a staple as part of their career. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool, and it did stem a feature on one of Young Thug's projects too.
Yeah. Rest in peace to my boy Troop, man. He introduced me to Young Thug. When I moved to Atlanta, man, a lot of people that were street dudes that I was dealing with, they didn't want me in the streets once they heard my talent. So they was trying to introduce me to, and you know, in Atlanta, the people that are actually from Atlanta, they went to school together. So just imagine if 5 people that went to your school were platinum selling artists. Like, I got a good opportunity of, you know, being affiliated and associated with greatness.
Exactly.
So they start calling in favors for me and stuff like that. And I got with Thug, and Thug loved me from the beginning. Thug is one of the most genuine artists I ever met. You know, a lot of people do stuff for where it can get them, and he really just genuine. Like Thug, if Thug was to talk about me, he'll be like, Lucci the GOAT.
Right.
Lucci taught me some stuff. Lucci taught this person some stuff. You know, he is one person that would admit that. And we did a song together, and we did multiple songs together actually. And it was at a point to where I was in a bad label deal, and they wouldn't clear the record. And Thug bucked on them and was like, well, I'm going to pay for it, whatever. I'm going to do what I got to do. And that was the special record with me, him, and Offset.
Wow.
And he put it out in, you know, with no regard for what the label said. Like, I'm going to put it out anyway. I'm trying to help Lucci. So Thug, man, he always got a special place in my heart, man. He a real one.
That's real dope, man. That's a real dope story.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Solo Lucci's here. It's Wild 94.1. Now, you also known for being on Love and Hip Hop.
Yes, sir.
What's that experience like being on the show?
Man, it brings a lot of attention. It's a huge platform. I didn't really realize what type of monster TV was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because my passion for music is so big. And when I did the record with Chris Brown, Rich, my popularity went up so much that I didn't know where else it could go. And then I got on TV and I was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a whole monster, bro.
That's a
nuts.
whole monster. Like, I could go somewhere with Thug right now and more people gonna take pictures with me. They're gonna be like, I want to take a picture with you. You know what I'm saying? And I realized that this TV is a real beast, man. And so it really been a blessing. And I know a lot of people say, you know, does it take away from your music? And a lot of people don't take Love and Hip Hop artists seriously musically. So that's why I just try to double work on the music side. So they don't never confuse it. I've been doing music way before that. That was just another platform and an opportunity. And basically, I'm just getting paid for the problems I'm going to go through anyway.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to have multiple
facts.
women. I'm going to do my thing, and I'm just getting paid for the same problems I go through.
And is it rough? Because I know there was a bunch of, like, you know, drama within the show with who you were dealing with at the time.
You can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Cool. I'm just saying, you know, Alexa Sky situation where you thought the baby was yours.
Correct.
And she asked for an apology in the whole thing, and you actually gave one. Explain that situation. Is it always awkward to kind of have all these people, especially with it being on the show, all that drama? Is it tough to kind of balance all that?
I mean, I'm a pretty open book type of person. You know what I'm saying? I'm a type of person like it is what it is. I'm a flat out this is that what type of person. And the most awkward part of it is the fact that the filming is done prior to the showing. You know what I'm saying? So like we might have went through this 3 or 4 months ago. So every problem you go through, you have to go through it twice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like 3 or 4 months ago, we might have been in a bad space, but now we might be great. But as soon as the show airs, everybody has their opinion. So now we got to go through it all over again. You know what I'm saying? So that would I say would be the most awkward moment, you know, or the most awkward part of the whole situation. But like right now, me and Alexa's cool. Like I just talked to her the other day. You know what I'm saying? And there's no love lost, no hard feelings. I just needed, as a man, I wanted to find out if that was my child. You know, it's not It's not a matter of if I wanted it to be or not. It's the fact that it was my responsibility, so I had to step up to the plate.
Yeah, doing what you're supposed to, man. That's what's up.
Now I'm gonna go smash her friends.
Yeah, savagery on 10 right now, man. Solo Lucci here. And you talked about doing the record with Chris Brown. How did that collab happen, man? You've collabed with a lot of people. We're going to get into more, but the Chris Brown stuff.
Man, with Chris Brown, man, I had actually, I was on tour with Kevin Gates. Shout out to Kevin Gates. He the first person to ever take me on tour. We were on the I Don't Get Tired 2 tour. It was only me and him and Booby Black. And I had a couple free days. I went out to New York, and a guy named Mark Pitts contacted me.
Yep, I know Mark Pitts.
Pitts used to manage Biggie Smalls. A lot of people know him for that. But actually, he said him and Jay-Z were sitting down watching videos on YouTube. And I think they were watching YFN Lucci video. And when it went off, I popped up. And Jay watched it. And Mark told me Jay-Z was like, that's the guy right there. That's him. Go get him. And Mark Pitts flew to Atlanta when I got off tour. And he asked me, could he manage me? I gave him like a temporary grace period, like 90 days. Come on, show me what you can do. And I had like 5 deals on the table in less than 30 days. I went to every label and did a, performance for the whole staff. It was like over 30 people in each meeting. And I just turned up, and I got a deal offer from every one of them. And I ended up signing with RCA because Mark Pitts is the president of Black Music at RCA. So I felt like it would be a great, platform and idea to do. And one day out the blue, I was laid up with a fine magazine model, and they called me and was like, this Chris. I was like, who? What? It's Chris Brown, man. And I hopped out the bed like, get off me, get off me. Like, what? And Mark had sent me a record. He said, I snuck you this record, man. Just put some verses on it and tell me, just send it back. I sent it back in like 40 minutes. And I was laying in the bed and Chris called me. He was like, yo, this Chris Brown, man. You killed that record, man. Talking about it was you and Bun B, and I picked you, and man, you made me proud. Me and my boys sit up and watch your video, whip it on you on World Star. They told me about you, and he was excited, and I was even more excited. Next week, I was in Cali shooting a video.
That's fire, dude.
Yeah, that was a blessing.
And man, from that Chris Brown situation, I mean, you guys still tight? Do you have him in mind for the project that you're probably working on right now?
On my project that I'm currently, I have 4 projects ready for y'all right now already. I'm just really trying to get the traction up under just get the momentum up under my name and under the whole movement. So when I put it out, I don't want it to fall upon deaf ears. You feel me? Yeah. I want everybody to be able to, to know and be excited about it. And I actually had like 3 songs with Chris Brown. On this last album, 12 Days Before Christmas, we had a song on there, Secret. And we have another song that's not released with me, him, and Nas. And it's, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
How you gonna mention that GOAT like that, man?
No,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? How's that not hit my ears yet?
Oh, that's amazing, man. I'm waiting on Chris. He the only one that got the session file. So when it come out, they come out.
And is that Chris's record?
Yeah, it's Chris's record. Chris blessed me with that one, man. We was in the studio, and after he heard me spit, he was like, man, look, I want you to get on here with Nas, and
That's fire.
Because he wanted the people to kind of know I could really, I got lyrics.
That's insane, man. Solo Lucci, man, making super waves right now.
Yes, sir.
Now you've also a few years back, and I know he's going through a whole lot of controversy right now. R.Kelly, I know you weren't around for all that Kelly stuff, or I should say the Robert Kelly stuff.
Okay.
But musically, like you guys, were in studios together or shared the same studio. How did that
we were
come
actually
about?
living together for like 6 or 7 months.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, I was signed under Divine Stevens Management Company, which is also his manager. So I was working on Lady Gaga's album. I also did a couple albums for Akon, writing for him. And Divine Stevens put us in a house together. When R. Kelly was in Atlanta, that's where he lived, and it was in Lithonia. And we had I had the east wing of the house. He had the west wing of the house, and we would work separately. I only seen him like at nights where we play basketball every night.
Is he nice at basketball?
He can shoot 3-pointers. All he does ever is shoot 3-pointers. He just get the ball and shoot threes and foul real hard.
Oh,
he's never going to lose. He's going to cheat.
Okay.
He's a cheater at basketball. You can't mess with me, R. Kelly. But anyway, he'll work on the west wing. I'll work on the east wing, and sometimes we'll just come together, and I might create some records for him. Like, I've written him songs. He's written me songs. He'll just leave like some notes like, I want you to sing on this, Lucci. I don't want you to rap. I want you to sing. And we actually did a whole album. And I entitled it "The Best of Both Worlds Volume 2" because him and Jay-Z's album was like that was so dope to me. But they had their own problems amongst each other. So I just kind of trashed the name, and with all the legal stuff going on, it just kind of like dissolved down. I just kind of like let you feel me?
Situation right there.
Exactly.
Is it always weird though, like when you like connect with somebody musically? And being a part of that musical genius, because at the end of the day, like, he has put out some genius records over
R.Kelly, man.
On the music side of things. Yeah. So is it weird to like kind of see this, go down, for him the way it is?
I mean, it's only weird when you're oblivious to stuff. Like, I mean, you can kind of see shades of, you kind of see shades of stuff that go on. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm praying for R.Kelly, man. I hope everything pan out for him or whatever. I also got a record with L. DeBarge, man.
Stop.
Yeah, L. DeBarge, man. I actually got a hot single. It's probably gonna be my second or third single.
That's hard.
No, and I redid his "I Like It" song, and I put him on it, and it's amazing, man.
Bro, you got a lot of stuff in the can, man.
That's
like
a fact.
You ain't lying about this 4 projects. The names you dropping, and
oh yeah, no, that's a fact.
This is next level stuff. Now you say were you writing for Lady Gaga or writing
man,
with Lady Gaga and stuff?
I've written for a lot of artists. The most recent projects I was working on with Detail Go. If you know Detail, he worked under Young Money for like 10 or 15 years. He did How to Love for Lil Wayne.
Did a lot of Drake records too.
Drunk in Love for Beyonce. He did a lot of Drake records. And I was over there writing with him because I was in a bad deal where I couldn't really release music as an artist, so I had to find other avenues to get paid, and it just ended up being writing. Right. And I was writing under other people. Me and Young Berg did a couple things for Ty Dolla Signs.
He's got his hands in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, man. And I was right in the mix with all that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just grateful that them people gave me an opportunity, and now I'm just ready to have my time, you know. And
right.
I'm excited, man.
It's cool when people like, you know, take that route, because everybody gets kind of discouraged when their career doesn't pop right away the way they want it to.
Exactly.
And it's cool for them, like, you know, you still have that talent. You get your pen's nice, you know, and you're good, you know, doing the behind the scenes stuff. Correct. But you know, you build up to that point where you are right now. You got Cash Money out.
Yes, sir.
And who's your favorite Cash Money artist growing up?
Oh man,
I know you mentioned a lot of them in the
GOAT
song.
To me is Lil Wayne. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And it's breaking my heart, man. But Drake is definitely becoming the GOAT to me, man.
And we gotta accept it.
Yeah,
we can't
man.
argue
it's like I was fighting it for so long because Wayne is the reason I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? Between him and Jay-Z, that's what molded me. The culture, to me, that's why I got all these tattoos. That's why I'm so clever with my bars. That's why I can't say a weak line, because I don't want to disappoint people like that I know put so much effort into, you know, what they do. So that was definitely, Lil Wayne was a big staple in what anything I do musically. Any and everything.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And now this project, or when are you, well, these 4 projects you got coming up, do you have a timetable set on what's dropping?
No, I stopped putting dates on it because when I seen, you know, sometimes between my distributor, shout out to Empire, because I have a label distribution deal with Empire for my whole label.
Yeah.
And I have an artist, Just Jones, out of Detroit.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
After I release, the first project I plan on releasing is entitled The Recipe. I entitled it that because I've been a major ingredient in a lot of artists, you know, success over the years. And now I feel like it's my turn, and I'm the recipe. You know, I'm the recipe to good music, a lot of the good music you've heard in the past.
So you already, you know, building your own empire.
Correct.
No, all pun intended, I guess. and you got your artist right now. What did you see in him that made you say, hey, you know what, I'm going to take you on the wing. I'm going to show you what I know.
Me. I seen me in him. You know what I'm saying? One thing about me, I think what separates me from a lot of artists, and this is just not a self-proclaimed thing. This is something I hear from everybody. Just my work ethic. Like, I'm the type of person, this is really my passion. This is something I love doing. Like, I'm going to do it whether I'm getting rich off of it or I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So my work ethic is just so through the roof, man. I'm the type of person I get in there and I'm going to forget what time it is. I might not eat. They're going to have to tell me, bro, you got to eat, bro. You got to get out of here. I'm going to go out and just feel like I've been in jail because my eyes are so locked into the, you know what I'm saying, lighting in the studio. So, like, I just seen the fact that he was like a sponge. And doing this for so many years, I created formulas. Like, I feel like everything you do is a formula to it. Like, you know, if you got math problem, you know, you got formulas to solve those math problems. And as a musician, I created formulas to create music and formulas to create different patterns, different formulas. And I used to sit down and explain these things to Jones, and he was one of the few people that could decipher that and show me in his music as he was growing, and that made me, I was like, oh, for sure, this is who I'm running with. Like, I believe in him.
And Jones, what have you learned so much so far from Lucci right now?
Man, I learned a lot. In this game, there's a lot of people who get intimidated when they see somebody who can do the things that they can do or can be able to be a threat in this industry. So a lot of people cut people short. Lucci, he grabbed me under his wing, and he don't hold no secrets to the game. Like, a lot of people keep secrets, or they won't let you know exactly what you need to do to progress. And bro never did that.
Wow.
To me, and we just been like rocking ever since.
That's dope, man.
And man, we done been in environments such as, I mean, I take this band to the studio. It's me, Young Thug, Tiger, Kylie Jenner, French Montana, Keisha Cole, Quavo, Offset. We all in the same room, and when I speak, everybody is listening to me.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying? And I do that kind of stuff to inspire him, to show him. You know what I'm saying? If they can do this and sit and listen, you know what I'm saying? You on the right path because you're doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing it in vain. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then people that I respect also, but it's just a mutual respect musically. And even though I'm not in their position musically necessarily, they respect my intellect.
That's what's up, man. And if you could command a room like that with the names you just dropped,
Facts.
I mean, that's next level.
Facts.
Solo Lucci, man. Cash Money's out right now.
Yes, sir.
Project soon come.
The
Stay
Recipe.
tuned. And listen, before I let you go, I know we had like a nice little family reunion in here. You met your auntie for the first time.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of secrets and stuff that we were just talking about. So
Yes, sir.
Diamond's here. She called me up. She's like, yo, you're interviewing Solo Lucci.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. And I'm just like, because we just talk on Instagram. We comment on each other's stuff. So for her to DM me and ask me like, yo, you interviewing Lucci? You know, that's my nephew. And I'm like, Because I knew if she's calling me, I'm
Yeah.
like, something's got to be important.
Exactly.
And it obviously was. She's meeting her nephew for the first time. I'm glad I can bring families together. Diamond, come in here.
Yeah, man.
Now
It's a real TV moment, man. Shout out to my auntie, Lydia
Auntie.
Dorsey. My auntie, Lydia Dorsey, man. For the people that really know me, my name is Michael Dorsey. We're the Dorsey family. I'm the first person in my family to actually meet her face to face. She's my father's sister. So he just told me out the blue, you have a sister you have a auntie in Florida. And I was like, what? No, I don't. He's like, no, my daddy had another daughter that I never even met. And my grandfather died when she was like 3 months, I believe.
Yeah.
So she never even met him. So, and she's been in this radio and music game. So the fact that, it's kind of answered a lot of questions for both of us.
It's in the blood of the family, man.
And I think her mom is white, Caucasian, and I got a thing for white girls. You know what I'm saying? So my family was always like, people around me like, you sure like them white girls? I think I got it from my grandfather. So my Aunt Lydia, man.
Well, I'm happy for you guys, finally coming together. That's awesome, man. It's a beautiful thing. Out here in Tampa, you see what it is, man.
Sir. Tampa,
And
what it do?
It's Wild 94.1 Solo Lucci, man. Much more success, man. Many blessings, all right?
Make sure y'all stream that single Cash Money. Follow me on all social media platforms at Solo Lucci. That's SOLOLUCCI. Your baby mom, baby daddy, Mr. Love and Hip Hop Hollywood.
Gang.